What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. I do hope you are doing well on this Saturday. Real quickly before we get into the video, if you've not done so already, please make sure that you subscribe. Please make sure that you've got your notifications turned on, that you're commenting, liking and hyping. If you're listening to the audio version of this, just make sure that you've got, liking the audio and also following either on Apple or on Spotify. Again, that will be greatly appreciated. So thank you so much for that, and thank you so much for the support. There's a few things to get into today. It's around about 20 to 4 as I'm recording this on a Saturday. I don't normally do a video early on a Saturday. I tend to wait until a little bit later on in the day. I'm not going to lie, fell asleep, had a bit of a nap. So this is coming out a little bit later, but there are some things that we need to talk about. And first thing that I'm going to mention is, and I'm just going to get it out of the way because I'm not going to go into too much detail on it. Ken Bates has passed away. It was announced today by Sky Sports that he has passed away, 90 odd years old. So yeah, I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not going to say anything good, anything bad. That's just the news that's come out. So former Leeds United owner Ken Bates has passed away. So looking at some of the other bits and pieces that I want to go into, I suppose we might as well just start off at the beginning, really, shouldn't we? So, looks a bit fan-dabby-dozy, doesn't it? Leeds United have officially submitted plans for what could become one of the biggest changes to the Elland Road matchday experience in decades. A brand new fan park, and if it gets the green light, it could completely change the way supporters spend a day at Elland Road. The proposed fan park will have a capacity of around 2,000 supporters and is designed to be much more than just another bar. The plans include multiple food and drinks outlets, large HD screens, showing live football, dedicated entertainment areas, live music and plenty of indoor and outdoor seating, plenty of supporters having a place to gather before and after every home game. The idea is to create a real matchday atmosphere long before kickoff, instead of fans arriving just before the game and heading straight into the stadium. The club wants supporters to spend the day at Elland Road, meeting friends, watching the early kickoff, enjoying food and drinks, and building that sense of anticipation together. However, perhaps the biggest thing to remember is that this isn't just a matchday venue. Leeds United have designed the fan park to be a 365-day-a-year destination. The space could host live sporting events, concerts, community activities, fan forums, corporate events, private functions, and club launches. The aim is to ensure Elland Road becomes a destination throughout the week rather than a stadium that's only busy every other Saturday. From a business perspective, it's also a very smart move. Every successful Premier League club is looking to generate more revenue away from football, and this is exactly the type of project that can help do that. More visitors, more events, and more commercial opportunities all create additional income that can ultimately be reinvested back into the football club. The fan park also forms part of the wider redevelopment of the Elland Road, alongside the proposed expansion of the stadium to around 53,000 seats. Together, these projects represent one of the biggest investments in the club's infrastructure for generations and underline the ambitions of the 49ers ownership group to establish Leeds United as a sustainable Premier League club both on and off the pitch. For supporters, though, it's about something much simpler. It's about creating a place where Leeds fans can meet, sing, socialise and enjoy the occasion together. Before and after the match, it adds another layer to what is already one of English football's most passionate matchday experiences. Overall, if these plans become a reality, the fan park would not just improve Elland Road, it has the potential to turn it into a genuine all-day football destination and one of the best matchday experiences anywhere in the Premier League. But the important thing is, what do you guys think? Is this exactly what Elland Road needs? Or would you rather see the club focus every available penny on strengthening the playing squad? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Now, I think it's a fantastic idea. I genuinely think it's a fantastic idea. I think it looks absolutely incredible. I think it'll bring Box Park of the North, I'm going to call it, just as long as you all aren't throwing your pints all over me, then I don't really care. But I think it'll be a really, really good thing. Genuinely, I do. I think it'll look fantastic. I think that it will really help that redevelopment of LS11 in particular, which is something that's been needing to happen for the longest time. It's a really good thing because it'll create jobs as well for people, and, you know, not only for the people that are building it, but also the people that are going to be potentially working there. There's food stalls that can go there that will create jobs as well. Right, the second thing to focus on is that there has been a little bit of a development in the Shea Charles saga, as I like to call it now. Just a couple of updates and everything as to where things are and what's kind of going on with it. So what I will do is let's just go into it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you the background. On the screen, it's just general information, but one of the things, if you want to pay attention to it, is just have a look at the transfer reporting credibility table that I've got on there just for you to have a look at and just kind of get a feel for and where we get or try to get information from, just so you can get a general idea of what we try to do anyway. So in terms of the background point of view, the transfer remains very much alive, but Leeds and Southampton are still some distance apart on the valuation. The picture from the most reliable reporting is that Leeds have had the 2 bids rejected. The first bid was understood to be around 20 million. The improved offer is widely reported to be 23 million plus add-ons. Southampton are believed to value Charles at around 30 million. This broadly matches what has been reported by outlets including The Athletic, Sky Sports, The Daily Mail and TalkSport over the last week. Reports have now also suggested that Crystal Palace and Fulham have now entered the race for Charles, giving Southampton additional leverage during negotiations. Whether those clubs have actually submitted bids is not yet clear, but their interest is considered genuine. There are several reasons why Southampton aren't rushing to sell. Charles has just enjoyed arguably the best season of his career. He's only 22 years old. He can play as defensive midfielder, central midfielder, centre-back or right-back. Homegrown status adds value and Premier League clubs are interested. There's also an important financial factor with this, is Manchester City negotiated a sell-on clause when Charles joined Southampton, meaning Southampton won't receive the full transfer fee themselves. That's thought to be one reason they are demanding a higher headline figure. Charles's stance. The player has not agitated publicly for a move. His recent comments have been deliberately neutral. At the moment, I'm focused on Southampton. We'll see what happens, Charles is reported to have said. That has generally been interpreted as leaving the door open without forcing an exit. Everything coming from Leeds' side still suggests Charles remains one of Farke's priority midfield targets. He's viewed as a long-term Premier League midfielder, someone capable of replacing the defensive work rate Leeds may lose through summer departures. There is no indication Leeds have withdrawn interest. I think the most likely scenarios for this are, I think at the top of this is that Leeds will return with a third bid of around 25 to 27 million plus bonuses. I think under that is that there's still the chance that Southampton could close out and hold on to the fact that they can get 30 million. I think a bit lower than that is that Palace or Fulham could force Leeds to move slightly quicker. And the last one is that Leeds could walk away completely, and that's probably at the lowest of the list for me. From everything reported so far, this doesn't feel like a deal that's collapsing. Instead, it feels like a classic negotiation where Leeds have established Charles as a priority. Southampton know multiple Premier League clubs admire him. Southampton are using that interest to maximise the fee. Leeds are testing exactly where Southampton's breaking point lies. The next few days are likely to be crucial. If Leeds truly see Charles as their number one midfield target, I wouldn't be surprised to see a third offer arrive that edges much closer to Southampton's asking price. According to Simon Jones of the Daily Mail, Leeds are hoping to move negotiations forward this weekend, with talks continuing between the two clubs rather than breaking down. That suggests Leeds have no intention of walking away and still see Charles as one of Farke's priority midfield targets. Adding another layer to the story, TalkSport understands that Crystal Palace and Fulham have joined the race and they are making that official. That potentially, as we said, increases the pressure on Leeds if they wish to secure their man before pre-season gathers pace. The fact that Leeds are still negotiating rather than immediately moving on to an alternative tells you a lot about how highly they rate Charles. Equally, Southampton's stance suggests that they are under no pressure to accept a fee below their valuation. With only 1 year remaining on Charles's contract, but an option believed to extend it by a further year, the Saints believe they hold a strong negotiating position. The next 24 to 48 hours could therefore prove decisive. If Simon Jones's information is correct and Leeds are indeed hoping to make progress this weekend, then a third offer, likely edging closer to the 25 to 27 million pound mark, as I mentioned, with performance-related bonuses, could be enough to test Southampton's resolve. For me, the most encouraging aspect of Jones's report isn't necessarily the figures, it's the wording that Leeds are hoping to move the deal forward this weekend. That implies the dialogue between the clubs remains positive and that neither side has reached an impasse. It feels much more like a negotiation over the final few £1 million than the transfer that's in danger of collapsing. Here's the thing that still doesn't sit right with me, though, with all of this. Despite reports of multiple rejected bids, the 49ers ownership group has historically preferred to conduct transfer business quietly. The unusually public nature of those negotiations has been notable compared with previous windows, and it raises questions of whether information is leaking from the Southampton side, agents involved in the deal, or both. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's an interesting little update from Simon Jones, hoping that the deal is going to move forward this weekend. So I think we're at that final stage of seeing where it might happen. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Just going to do it for this one, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to click the like button. Like I said, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notifications are turned on. Make sure you're hyping the video. If you are listening to the audio version of this, please also just make sure that you pop a like on it for me as well. That would be greatly appreciated. Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Cheers.